All right, the first thing I want to do when I am going to use this Epson scanner, and this is 11 inches by 17 inches, so you can scan something that's about this big, and it can scan smaller photographs too. This is a nice piece of equipment. Just make sure that you're careful with it. Don't use your brute strength to like push it off onto the concrete or anything. I have no worries. So you want to make sure that at first it is on. And I've made this mistake before too. It's like, why isn't the scanner working? Well, it's not on. The second mistake that I make on a regular basis is that it's not plugged into the computer. So I'll open up the program and it'll say Epson scan, there's an error. And that means that it's just not plugged in. And you just kind of have to silently shake your head at yourself. So you want to go back here and make sure that this black cord is plugged into the Epson scan, and then this gray cord is plugged in, and it's plugged into a power strip here. What gets me is that both of these will be plugged in, but then the black cord also has to plug into a USB port on the computer. And the best USB port is up here because I think people haven't used it as much. Some of these are shot, so if you plug it in and it's still not working, go ahead and move it to one of these on the monitor. So then what I'm going to do is go on the desktop, and you're going to use your desktop because that's where all of your files are. So you can either find the Epson scan icon on the desktop here, or then find it by pressing the Windows button. And I'm going to load that. And there's 3 modes that you can use. There's home mode, office mode, and professional mode. I would use office mode or professional mode. I really like using office mode because this thing is so nice that it takes great scans. You can get high resolution without having to mess with a bunch of other things and have it take forever. You can see if I change it to professional mode, the options change just a little bit. For the purposes that you're using it for, I would use office. And then what I'm going to want to do before I do anything else is find an image. So I have this great mugshot-like photo of this guy that kind of looks like Dexter on Dexter. I don't think it is. And I'm going to open this here, and I'm going to, this is another issue that people sometimes run into. Scanning it like this is just going to scan the back of the page. You have to place your photograph or whatever you're scanning on the glass part of the scanner. So you want to flip it upside down and against the edge so that you get a straight scan. And then I'm going to shut it. Easy peasy. And then you see size right up here. I'm going to want to change, I like changing it to USB, the 11 by 17, because that utilizes the whole part of the scanner, and then you can just crop your image, because seldom do you have a size here that is exactly the same size as what you're scanning. Just go big and then you can crop it. Resolution, for all of the purposes that we're using, what do we, oh I just gave it away, what setting do we use on Photoshop? 300. So it would probably kind of make sense to scan in, let's say a 4:6 image at 300 versus 600, because then when you pull it into your document it's going to be huge. 300 is good resolution, and then it doesn't take forever. Image option, don't worry about that. Adjustments, I would just see what it looks like first, and then you can, I believe, play with these and then see it change on your preview. So things to remember: 11 by 17, 300, and then you say preview. And this is where we can crop it. Sometimes the best things in life are worth waiting for. Sometimes not. Alright, so now you can see that my cursor changed to like a cross, and that is the crop tool. So I'm just going to crop it off here. Know that you can bring this into Photoshop and do a ton of different adjustments, like brightness and contrast. I would wait, and just different photo editing techniques. I would wait, instead of doing it on here, I would do it in Photoshop, because Photoshop's capabilities are so much better than the scanners, because that's what Photoshop is more made for. This is just for scanning things. So I just make the dancing ant box around it, and then I would push scan, and I'm going to change the prefix, mugshot man, and I'm going to save it to a place where I know. It would be advantageous of you to save it to your digital student folder, or if you're more comfortable using your student folder, that's fine. Just save it somewhere where you know, and name it so you know what it is, and then say OK. And then we're good. And then wherever you saved it, this dialog box will pop up. So I'm just going to get rid of that because it's saying, hey, remember when you scanned that? And I can exit out of this now. It's going to ask you if that's okay. As long as you scanned your image, it's okay getting rid of the preview window because you don't need it anyway. So then I see on my desktop, I have this. And I can double click it, and it turned out really good. Keep in mind that this was just a cruddily printed image anyway, but it turns out large and the resolution is good. Does anybody have any questions about this? Okay, if I actually did what I think I did, I'll put this in your folders later today, and if I didn't, I will be happy to do it again and put it in your folders or show you.